And we are live. And I want to thank everybody that's joined us so far into the live chat room.
No, come on. It's fine. Come on. Leave it normal.
And better turn that off. All right. And joining me, I've got Hailmeister with me tonight.
What's up?
I asked him if he wanted to join in so he can chat. Scott Miller, I sent you a link if you want to join us in here tonight. That way, if you want to answer some Geo Woodstock questions, you can do that, or you can just do that from the comfort of your armchair in the chat room. But tonight, I just wanted to take some time. It's been a while since we've been on live and talk about a few things. So far, I guess I'm going to just start out with what's been happening with me the last couple weeks. For about 4 days during our big Snowmageddon, I had the flu, and there was a lot of snow going on, so I was fine with not having to go out and shovel. And then everything warmed up, and it all went away, just about. So
remember he didn't get that gun away last time? Remember he pulled up to the police station and he never gave it away? So somebody knew that gun was back there.
Is that you, Jason?
What?
I'm hearing like news reports, or.
Oh yeah, the TV's on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can move my computer to another room here. Hang on.
Alrighty. So let me do this real quick. There, I muted you for a minute, but we'll be back with Jason here. He's gonna move. But so anyway, getting back to it, I was sick for a while. Finally feeling a little bit better. I have not been out geocaching yet since the big, my big outing in the snowstorm with Nate the Great and Merlin and Fanugler. All right, and Hailmeister is back with us. But Hailmeister, tell us how your winter has been going so far.
Well, right now I got about 1.5 inches of ice on my driveway. I can't get off. But no, I haven't really done any geocaching since the first week of January. I went to an event, and ever since then, it's just been a lot of snow, and then it melted. And now there's ice, and nothing's really been going on so much.
Yeah.
Geocaching.
Yeah. We had I had an event yesterday. I call them eat and greets. We had a Taco Tuesday, and we had about 25 people show up, and mostly, I'm going to say my generation and older, but they were all happy to be out and about. So it's been kind of hard on us older generation, I guess, getting out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we had a little bit of ice this morning, but it wasn't too bad. The roads are pretty good. So I see Derek from Behind the Cache. He says it's 76 degrees in Charleston today. So, hey, Derek, up yours, buddy. But, yeah, that would be nice. And Hackliva, she's been snow blowing on a regular basis. Yeah, and Norman, he's in Grand Rapids, so he's getting the same ice I'm getting. And Moto Joe had to turn off the AC. Yeah, you suck,
Very funny, Joe. Very funny.
And Flower Pot Man, it's raining over across the big pond. So yeah, I don't know if I'd rather have rain or snow. I guess it depends on temperatures. So first things first, I got a little bit of a list here. We'll go through. Hailmeister, did you happen to sign up for the Love Big Trackable promotion?
I did, but I didn't. I wasn't selected.
All right. Well, I was selected. There it is. I'll cover up that trackable. It's just a little aluminum round tag for the Love Big promotion, which I guess is the Love Big is a book, and I had that up here, written by Kat Cronenberg. And apparently there's 3 different events where you can actually meet the author and pick up a trackable. One is in Linwood, Washington, one in Austin, Texas, one in Houston, Texas. But if you go to the geocaching web page for the trackable, it has those GC codes. So if you're in Texas or Washington, want to meet the author, you can do that. But this trackable on Facebook, I said that if I got one, I would give it away to one of our Canadian friends because this was not open to anybody in Canada. So I'm looking for ideas for our Canadian friends to win this trackable from me. So any ideas out there about what I can have our Canadian friends do to win this trackable? Oh, and there's Scott. Hey, Scott. I cannot hear you. Still cannot hear you. Keep working on your audio. So, yeah. Hacklovich just wants to be in the live chat to be able to win it. I know 3 of them, like Jeff and Dave, and are both working. Brent's working. David Sutcliffe is going to join us about 7:30, he said. And anything yet, Scott? I can't hear you, so. How about you, Jason?
I can hear you. I can't hear Scott, but I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Scott will get it worked out. All right, so Ives, he's in the chat room. He's Canadian. See, Jamie says they all need to wear the Canadian tuxedo, which is a jean jacket, jean shirt, and jeans, and submit that picture to me. Then you need to share with all of us. Most northerly located in Canada. Must make a snowman taller than themselves. Yeah.
What about if they can all get like a big plate of poutine, time themselves and eat it? Whoever eats it the fastest wins. I don't know.
Oh, I like that. The poutine eating contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might even get in on that. The problem is, you know, they're all gonna vary their portion size. You know, one will go to their favorite restaurant and get a little dish of poutine, and another one, you know, is gonna get a big plate. Let's see. How about a snow mound taller than us at? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to think on that. We'll have some more ideas come up in the chat room, and maybe by the end of this broadcast, we can come up with a good idea. So anyway, so one of our Canadian, you must be Canadian, whatever the contest ends up being, you must be Canadian to try to win this trackable.
You must be from Canada.
Yes, Canadian. All right, so we'll come back to that in a little bit. So now I have a Cashkins that I had picked up on Black Friday. Cash Advance had a Black Friday sale. It was 20% off all purchases, or trackable purchases. And I picked up some trackables. So I do have this Cashkins trackable. And I will give it to the first person who can tell me in the chat room, do the polar bear plunge. Oh, that might be a good one. Anyway, to the first person in the chat room who can tell me the exact date that I submitted or published my GCNW introduction video.
Mm.
The exact date of my GCNW introduction video.
And all of a sudden, everybody stopped watching us.
Yeah. If they're active on Facebook in the geocaching video Facebook page, they should be able to come up with it pretty quick. Moto, 1947. I'm not as old as you, Joe.
Oh,
And Scott, when you're ready, just give us a shout.
kind of wonder if Scott maybe has his mic turned off at the top of the screen, perhaps. Maybe. Is it red? Mic emblem there at the top?
I see your lips moving. I wish I could read your lips. And that's all. All right. Haklava says January 26, 2014. That's really close. That's not my Adventures with Dan got it. Haklava had my first video. Adventures with Dan got my GCNW intro video, February 7, 2014. So tomorrow marks 5 years since my induction into the GCNW. So Dan, I will be sending you this Cashkins. It's a hedgehog.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So that will be going to Dan. And a little bit later, I had a mail call today. I was happy to open up the mailbox after I got all the ice cleared away from it. And I got a package from Pete. My new button. Yeah.
Nice.
Right there. So anybody in the chat room, if you would like a button, all you need to do is contact me either through Messenger on Facebook, or you can email me. My email address is neil.more@gmail.com, and that's kneel.more@gmail.com. You can email that, and maybe I'll have Bob Billy type my email address in there, and I'll mail you one of those.
Where's Bob Billy tonight?
I think he's just laying low, kind of watching. His hat and glasses are laying over there on the table, so he's probably taking a nap.
Oh,
yeah.
That'd be a good idea since that Walmart security incident last week.
Yeah. Well, during the big snowstorm, Walmart told everybody to please wear 2 pairs of pajamas when they go to Walmart. And he didn't have 2 pairs, so he got a little cold. All right, so Bob Billy did help me out there. He typed in my email address, put it in the live chat. If you want one of my Cache Tales buttons, again, you can email me your address and I will send you one. And that is good only for the live chat during the live broadcast. So if you're watching this on the replay, you're out of luck. That's all there is to it. So, and you got one of those stickers. I mailed you a sticker, didn't I?
Yeah.
One of these?
Yep.
Yeah.
I got one.
All right.
Nice.
So, if you would like a sticker along with the button, just let me know. And let's see. Okay, Scott's just going to type. Can't get his sound going, so he's going to type. So, Scott, we're going to, when we're talking about Geo Woodstock, if somebody has a question that I probably can't answer, I'll try to do my best. So, you're going to ask me about Geo Woodstock, and Scott's going to answer the question for you. How's that? All right. Oh, and we got the Down Under Geocaching Adventures in the chat room. So she can tell us the future because she's already on Thursday. We're still on Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. So the other thing that I got in my mail call is, yeah, I ordered 3 of these. Yeah, it's a nice little medallion, trackable.
Oh.
We cover up the tracking code there.
Sweet.
YouTube. It's got my channel name on there.
When you run your fingernail on those little ribs on the backside, does it make that noise like on a quarter, or is it? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really quite nice. I'm sure that's like the center part is probably a laser engrave or something like that. Mm-hmm. But it's got some contour to it. And see if you can.
Nice.
So it's pretty good sized. But I ordered 3 of those. I got a silver one, silver, gold, and bronze. I don't know if you can tell the difference in the color.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So I got 3 of them. 1 I'm keeping, 2 I'll give away. But I'm going to do that in a separate video. So we'll have a contest to celebrate my 5 years of vlogging, and we'll have some kind of a great giveaway for that. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Hailmeister, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you belong to like an Illinois geocaching organization or like a state-run organization?
Well, we used to have what was called GONIL, G-O-N-I-L, which is Geocachers of Northeastern Illinois, but that has dissolved. So the answer is no, I don't.
Oh. And so there's no other organization in your state then?
There's one in Central Illinois, CIGA, C-I-G-A, Central Illinois Geocachers Association, but that's I think more local to the Central Illinois.
Okay.
Of course, I'm in Northern Illinois, so I'm out of jurisdiction, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I belong to the Michigan Geocachers Organization, and I guess it's pretty well known within our state. I mean, we've got a Facebook page. We got 5 different chapters. I'm sorry. There's like the Upper Peninsula, the north section, southeast, and the southwest. I guess it's 4, and then anything outlying outside of the state. But I belong to the Michigan Geocachers Organization, which we shorten up to MIGO or MIGO or MIGO, however anybody wants to pronounce it. But this year, the Michigan Department of Natural Resources is having a 100th celebration for the Michigan State Parks. And we are in, I believe it's during Memorial Day weekend. Scott's back.
And can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Perfect.
Hey.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
So I'll finish up this little announcement here. But in May, end of May, the Michigan State Parks is having this celebration, and they are releasing a Geo Tour, an official geocaching.com Geo Tour with the GT codes and everything. And there's going to be 100 brand new geocaches throughout the state in the different state parks. So you can come to Michigan, and the Geo Tour is going to be active for 3 years. So you have 3 years to come to Michigan to hit all the state parks, find the caches, get the codes. And if you can do certain sections of the state, and you can earn a pass tag for getting a certain number of caches in each section. But then I believe you get a geocoin if you get all 100 geocaches, which is, you're going to earn that coin if you get it, because you're going to be driving all over the state to all the different state parks. So
Nice.
yeah, so that's coming up, and we're kind of proud of that. They've asked the members of MEGO, different members, if you wanted to hide a cache for this Geo Tour, you had to kind of apply. And I've got 3 geocaches that I'm hiding for this Geo Tour. One is going to be only about 10 miles from home. Another one's going to be about 30 miles from home. And the third one is going to be in a state park way up at the tip of the mitt. And that's about a 3.5-hour drive.
Oh.
Yeah, and so fortunately the park ranger is going to help me out and help keep it maintained, so I don't have to drive up there every weekend to replace a wet log. So
Yeah. No.
yeah. So anybody listening, whether now or in the replay, make sure you look for that Geo Tour, the Michigan Geo Tour, starting in May. So we invite you all to Michigan for that. All right, let's just checking out the chat room there.
How are you doing, Scott?
You know, I'm doing fantastic. Had a great weekend, and are getting ready to take a hike tomorrow. Should put together a little video on it, so it should be a lot of fun.
Excellent.
Yeah, and we do not have a California organization. There are some smaller organizations, but nothing as organized as MEGO.
Yeah, I know we have started. Merlin 1392 is vice president right now, and he's working very hard on this, along with a couple other of the executive committee or the board, I guess. But he's working closely too with Georgia's organization. I guess Georgia has a monthly challenge where you can earn points. If you meet their challenge, you can earn a certain amount of points, and then at the end of the year, if you have the most points, you can win a prize. And Merlin has instituted the same challenge program here in Michigan. And you don't even have to be a member. You need to be a member of MEGO, but you don't have to live in Michigan to participate in the challenge. So like the challenge might be for a bronze level of points. Maybe you have to get 6 multi-caches. To get the silver, you got to get 20 multi-caches, and the challenge changes. But I think that's a good way for state organizations to keep their geocachers active and participating and interacting, and I think that just helps build a healthy geocaching community.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. I'm fairly familiar with that program, and yeah, it sounds the Georgia people really are doing a really good job out there.
Yeah. I know with Michigan's, Scott just started it this past year, and Merlin started it this past year, and I kind of wondered how much participation, but by looking in the forums and from what I've heard other people, there's quite a few that participate in that, because it kind of gives them, kind of adds to the game to help them move forward, I guess. So. All right. So, so let's talk about Geo Woodstock.
All right,
Okay.
let's talk about it.
Scott's all excited.
Absolutely.
I know I'm going, and I'm excited about going. I'm looking forward to being in Fort Worth, doing the stockyards, and I don't know if I'll be able to afford it, but I really would love to drive a stock car at the Speedway. That'd be a bucket list thing right there. Check that off, you know.
Yeah. Even just riding in the car, that sounds pretty good to me, and
yeah,
that's pretty reasonable. I mean, yeah, the $395 or whatever it was to drive, that's a bucket list thing. But yeah, it was what, $125 or something like that to be in the stock car going 150. And with somebody who knows how to do that, that's the part that would concern me. I'd probably be going around at about 72 miles an hour around the racetrack in the NASCAR.
Yeah. They drive faster than that on the highways in California, don't they, Scott?
We go usually about 7 miles an hour on the highways in California.
Yeah, I could see Scott doing 72 miles an hour around that racetrack, and he'd get to turn one, and the car would be going so slow, it just slowly sliding down the bank.
Absolutely. But that's very exciting, and of course, you know about the GPS Adventure Tour or Adventure Maze coming up, and man, that's just peaked everything right up. You know, we were not getting a lot of Will attends. We were kind of steadily at 2 to 3 a day, and suddenly we're up about 25 a day, and still don't know if it's going to make Giga, but this is the thing that's going to, you know, it's really getting everything going. Everybody's really excited about that.
Yeah. Now I know the GPS maze, there's one in Europe. There's one in Europe right now, but I have only heard of this. I mean, it's what they say, it's been 5 years since it's been in the US. So I don't even know anybody that's been through it. So have either of you seen it or been through it or know somebody that's been through it?
Well, to start with, even if you'd been through it in the United States, this one's being built from the ground up. It's completely new. It's completely different. And so if you've been through it once, yeah, you're not going to get a second icon, but come through it because it's going to be different. And, you know, it's an educational experience. I don't know if you saw it, Neil, but I used to have a Garmin GPS 45. It's one of the original handheld Garmins. I had turned it into a travel bug and I took it around. Well, I have now sent it down there, and it's going to be a permanent part of the display. So
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're going to have the history of GPS. They're going to have, you know, updating of GPS. I'm sure they're going to, you know, one thing 5 years ago, nobody was geocaching on their cell phones. So that's going to be an update, and that's going to be a complete change. So there's 2 guys down there, Vince and Greg, and I can't remember their last names right off the top. Well, Vince Cole. They just took it on, and they just, like, you know, said, hey, how do we do this? Can we do it? They got in contact with headquarters, and headquarters say, yeah, we can do it. So they're going for it. And it's its own separate event. So make sure that you go online, gpsmaze.com, I believe. And yeah, .us. Thank you very much. And and register. You know, there's a lot of expenses, so they're hoping that, you know, people will want to buy the supplies, and they have a friends of the maze, and the friends of the maze. It's $100, but it's going to let you get in there on a day early on Friday when other people can't. So, or the only people who can are the VIPs, members of Geo Woodstock, and the friends of the maze. So kind of worth it. And if you're a friend of the maze, you get a whole lot of other interesting swag and.
Oh yeah, because I saw the different levels, and it's like you start adding in geocoins and T-shirts and
Right.
and like that. So
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, I encourage people to go at the highest level that they can, because this is an expense, and they're of course trying to recoup it. The alternative was, when we looked at it in Geo Woodstock, for Cincinnati, it's going to be $50,000 to get it over here. So, so that's why they decided to go ahead and build it up.
yeah, I kind of figured that, because it was in Europe, to get it here, to pack it up, you know, because it's a maze, correct? So there's going to be panels and all this stuff that's got to be put together or tore down, boxed up, and shipped, which
Right.
that's, you know, that's not cheap in itself. So
yeah, and I don't think they were just going to send it over FedEx either. They wanted to send some people over, and you know, and then all the equipment, all the educational things, all the panels, all
Right.
that. So yeah,
Right.
and
I
this is
see,
exciting.
Yeah, I see in the chat room, David Sutcliffe. He said he went through it at the Ontario Science Center in Toronto. So, David, can you tell us kind of how big is this? Are we talking?
He doesn't know, because this is being built from the ground up. This is brand new, never been done before.
Yeah, I understand that, but like, I've never even seen the original one. So if he's been through the original one, you know, the one that he went through is.
How was it? You can ask
Yeah.
that question.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
was it?
How was it? Like gymnasium size? Is it you know, 2 gymnasium size? What, you know, what was your experience, briefly, as you type in the chat room? But if you can, just kind of a quick outline of what your experience was through that. Because even though the new one is going to be different and new, there's going to be some similarities in what, you know, you're going through. It's an experience. It's not just you show up and you push some buttons and then you walk away. There's going to be something to that.
Yes.
Think about. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Scott.
No, you go ahead.
All right. Think about how geocaching's changed since the last one's been here in the United States. It's been, what, 5 years?
Yes.
We now have AR caches, and we also have LAD caches now too that are going to be part of this. Plus, as I understand, there's going to be 10 LAD caches that are associated with the GPS Maze exhibit. So you'll also be able to get those as well with the special icon. So that'd be pretty cool.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And for those people who like to chase icons, I believe you could possibly get 13 icons on Saturday, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw something in one of the Facebook pages. Somebody was trying to figure out where to have a CETO to, so, you know, where can we have a CETO so we can add that one more? I mean, right now I'm at eight icons in a day, and I can do 10 probably somewhere with a mega, but 10 in a day it's tough. You really got to plan to get 10 in a day.
Yep.
Okay, so David says it was about the size of half a basketball court. There were a lot of displays of GPS devices, various geocoins that could be discovered. So I'm assuming that this new one is going to be bigger than half a basketball court. I got to imagine they're going to kind of go all out.
I think they're rather proud of that. Everything's bigger in Texas.
That's true.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure as time goes on over the next month or two, as they start building, we'll probably hear progress from Tom and Crazy H down there,
right?
As they get things put together.
And the GPS Maze also has its own Facebook page, and they're doing a really good job of communicating. Vince is answering everybody's questions, and so join that page, and that's going to be a good source of information for everybody.
Yeah. There's so anybody that's watching this either now or in the replay, there is a Geo Woodstock community Facebook page, and there's also the Geo Woodstock page itself. And I know the GPS Maze has a GC code, you know, so you can go in and log your will attend for the maze itself. I think when it first came out, I went in, I registered for the maze, and it automatically did my will attend on the page. So
Yeah.
So
they're asking people to go to that gpsmaze.us. Not only that's not your registration. Well, yeah, that is a registration. You can choose the free and the other levels that you guys were talking about earlier that come with shirts and coins, etc. But they're really trying to get an idea of how many people are going to come through and stuff like that, so they can plan for that. So make sure you go to gpsmaze.us. You plan on coming, and at least get your free registration in. If not, up the ante a little bit and pay for the extras.
Yeah.
And yesterday or the day before, the actual cache page, the actual event page, also published at geocaching as a geocaching event. So make sure you get your will attend in there also.
Right. Now, what I've found is you get a lot of people that may be new or going for the first time. They're like, hey, where do you find these events? And, you know, what's the GC code and all this stuff. If you go, I know a lot of people are strictly phone geocachers and seldom go to the geocaching.com webpage on a regular browser, on a computer browser. If you go into your profile, it will show you events on the right side of that page. It shows you a list of local events, but you can also click on, you know, it says more events, and you can put that right into the search on the main page to search for events. You can go and set your filters for events only in Texas, and there's so many different ways to find those events.
And Neil, if you only have a phone or you only have a tablet, just use your browser to go to geocaching.com, and the same page that comes up on your computer will come up there, and you can do everything that you just discussed.
Right, correct. So Scott, you probably know, I know you know more than I do on this. How many other satellite events are already published?
I believe 4, maybe 5 have already published.
Okay, so we've got the stock car. It's not a race, but the International Speedway event.
Right.
I believe there's a beer event already published.
Yeah. You said beer. That beer. So here's kind of the schedule of side events. On Wednesday, there'll be a local event published, and you know, that's just a local event, but a lot of people don't come as early as Wednesday. On Thursday, the official event will be at the Texas Motor Speedway. Then that evening from 4 to 8 at a brewery, there's going to be another event, and that has already published. Do you want me to give GC numbers here?
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, the first event is GC 81 Tango 5 November. Second event is GC 81 Tom 70. Friday, they're going to have at the events at the Stockyard, there'll be a flash mob in the morning, and that has not yet published. And then they're going to have a rodeo that night. That has not yet published, but they're going to be general admission at the rodeo. The price is $20, but although it's general admission, all the geocachers are going to sit together. Saturday, if nobody knows what the GC number is for the actual Geo Woodstock, is that me making that noise?
I don't hear any noise.
Okay, it's GC 82 Zulu Papa Victor. And then also the maze, and let me see if I Oh, I guess I didn't put that in my notes. I haven't updated. Yeah, I did. Okay, I guess I didn't update and get the GSON number for that. I'll work on that. And then, yeah, and and then one of the things, Neil, thanks for letting me talk about Geo Woodstock. Volunteers. We're going to need volunteers at the maze. We're going to be not volunteers at the event. So I don't think they have the link up for volunteers, but you can email them at GWXVII. So Geo Woodstock 17, GWXVII volunteer at gmail.com. Let them know that you're interested and what time you might be interested.
Okay. Now, are those email addresses, are those in the ambassador handbook?
They are in the ambassador handbook. And
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if you see an ambassador anywhere, if they don't know off the top of their head, they have access to the information. They can get it to you. And I'm speaking to people that are watching. So if you see somebody with the blue shirt or a black shirt like this one, and you have a question.
Stand up and show that, Neil.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So if you see an ambassador with the shirt, you can ask them, and if they cannot give you the answer right off the top of their head, they do have access to information. They can get that information and maybe email it to you or whatever. So, but yeah, volunteers, very important. Now, I know last year in Cincinnati, there was a group of cashers from, were they from Ohio, that did a lot of the volunteering.
I think it's the Tennessee people do the registration. They've done the registration at pretty much every Geo Woodstock, and they're really good at it.
Okay.
So yeah, if you went to Colorado, if you went to Denver, they did not participate in that registration program.
Okay. But there are going to be more volunteers needed for like VIP area, for the gate, for whatever. So
everything possible, for information, have some information people, some of the ambassadors, I hope we're going to, volunteer for that. And yeah, should be, I think that the Texas people saw and heard about what could have gone better in Cincinnati and have really taken it to heart. For example, it's been 2 months. 2 months ago is when they announced when the photo was going to be taken. So
yeah, that's very important.
Just in case you remember that.
Yeah, and it amazes me how much importance people put on the food and where they're going to get their food, and it's like, I understand you're paying a pretty good chunk of change to get this food,
right?
Other than what everybody else is getting, but long and short of it, nobody's dying here.
No one's dying, and you're more than welcome to stop at Subway on the way and bring your own food, or go out for food.
Yeah.
Or stop on the way when you're picking up your 13 Nikons and you're coming from Oklahoma, because that's where you got your webcam.
Yeah. It's good to know.
Yeah. For me, I'm looking forward to Geo Woodstock.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to actually enjoying the event itself. Last year I enjoyed the event, but I missed out on a lot because I was too absorbed into the bloggers thing, and it's kind of looking forward to. I mean, I'm still going to be involved in that, but I'm looking forward to participating in more of the events and doing some actual geocaching.
Kind of, since we mainly just have the GCW people here. So what's happening with that? Hellmeister, are you on the guiding committee?
No, I'm not in the committee.
Okay.
Well, Yeah, that committee is Charles Watkins, Joseph Cody, Joshua. Yeah, he's permanent. I want to say Dan.
Okay.
I forget now.
That's all right.
Yeah. I'm off the committee this year, so, and I'm letting them handle it. So, yeah. Yeah.
So what else we got going on, Neil? I don't want to just make this Woodstock.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to get a couple of things out there. I had the trackable for our Canadian friends for them to win, so they didn't feel like the ugly stepchild. So I do need to finalize what we're going to have them do to win this trackable. And also I wanted to show off my new button and my new trackable that I got a couple of those. And again, I'll show those again.
Hey, it's Bellagio.
There she is. She's been on my lap the whole time. Hey, Bellagio.
So I've got this, I got two trackables from Peter, but I'm going to be giving those away in a separate video celebrating my 5 years of vlogging. And so I wanted to make sure people keep an eye out for that. But I wanted to cover Geo Woodstock, get something. I know Gary's covered it a couple times, and Tom has been on there to talk about it. I just wanted to get another video, something out there so people can get information wherever they might stumble upon it. So I'm glad
we could really use another Geo Woodstock harmony, and maybe like Cal Meister and you. I know Johnny's not doing too much, but get a little video put together there. Maybe maybe Neil and Bob Billy could do a little duet.
I have thought about it, and I think it would. I've thought about doing something along the lines of like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, where Bob Billy is walking along and is talking to me on the phone or something, and he says, I'm going to Texas, and I don't know however it goes. It's the caches shine so big and bright, and then people sitting around me stand up and clap deep in the heart of Texas. Or there's got to be something to go there.
Put it out there, and we'll get the GCW, the Geocaching Network people to chime on in. They do a pretty good job with that stuff. Yeah, two of the most creative vloggers, geo-vloggers, right here in this room. So,
well, thank you.
I feel left out.
No, you're the one. You're one of them. I'm not talking about me. I remember when one of you guys were going, me and my little puppy, me and my little brand. I know it was.
Well, Haklova says that they're the prettier stepchild. So they're not the redheaded stepchild, they're the prettier stepchild. And I guess I'll have to agree with that. She is prettier than I am, so.
Than any of us.
And she could probably beat us all up too now that she's doing her exercise pound-it things or whatever.
She's looking pretty darn good.
Yeah,
most definitely.
So, all right. Well, it's 10 minutes to 9 my time. I don't know what time it is where you're at, Scott. It's probably like noon or something. I don't know.
It's 10 minutes to 6.
Okay. But the geocaching podcast is going to be coming on in 10 minutes or so, and I don't want to hold anybody up from watching them. I don't want to take away from their show.
They start at 6:30 actually, or they start at 9:30 your time, 6:30.
Okay.
They start on the half hour.
All right. I was thinking they started at 9, so I don't watch them. Um, I should. Can't do it all. There's just so much, so many.
That's true.
So I mean, I always watch. I end up watching Geocache Talk. I watch that on the replay because Sunday nights I'm usually sitting on the couch with my wife, and and I just can't get to them all.
Yep.
It's better than sitting on the toilet watching videos that everybody else puts out. So
Speak for yourself. So, Hailmeister, what's going on with you?
I got to figure out how to remove an inch and a half of ice off my driveway without salt because all the stores don't have salt right now.
Oh,
Everybody else is doing the same thing. So, other than that, no, yeah, I was saying that earlier before you popped on that no geocaching is really being had right now at the Hailmeister headquarters. So,
yeah.
But it'll come around.
By the way, I do have this Cashkins I need to give away yet. Oh no, I already gave it away. Sorry, I almost gave away your trackable there, Dan. Sorry.
We do need an idea for the Canadian one, don't we?
Yes, we do. We need to finalize the Canadian trackable giveaway.
Does Scott have any ideas of what we could do for the Canadian giveaway? What any Canadians can do for the contest on that?
No.
Okay, I think Jamie was onto something with the Canadian tuxedo, but let's do this. It is winter time, and somebody had mentioned polar bear plunge. How about shorts and a t-shirt outside in the snow for a 30-second public service announcement for Cache Tales?
Yeah, there you go.
A little drawn out. So, my Canadian friends, here's what you have to do to win this trackable. 30-second public service announcement promoting Cache Tales while wearing shorts and a t-shirt outside in the snow.
And get creative. Yeah,
and be creative. Now the Hacklev is like 30 seconds. Whatever you want to say, you have to promote Cache Tales. So whatever you can say in 30 seconds to promote my channel.
If you can do it with a Labatt's in your hand and a toque on your head,
but
yeah, at least
don't get frostbite doing it.
Yeah, at least I'm not making you do a Founders or some Michigan beer. You could do Labatt's or Molson. Is it Molson Canadian? Is that the other? We got a guy at work that's all he'll drink is Molson Canadian.
Molson, yeah.
Nate the Great says, and drink maple syrup.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, Hacklev, you are creative. I love chat rooms.
Yep.
Dan wants to Labatt's. All right. Well, it's 6 minutes to 9. So I'll make sure I post the requirements for our Canadian friends on Facebook. And for those that watch the replay, now you'll be able to get that down. But I want to thank you, Scott and Jason, for joining me tonight on this impromptu little shout out live broadcast. I really did want to do some promotion for Geo Woodstock and also show off my new stuff. So thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for inviting us. That's
as always
very much appreciated. Yes.
Yeah, it's always funner when it's not just me yakking at myself. So, and thank you everybody in the chat room that joined us tonight. I don't know how many we had in there. I didn't even look to see. Quite a few.
Yeah.
But thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Cache Tales or Geocaching with Hailmeister or
Scott No High
No High videos. Have a good night, everybody.